Recruitment is expensive and time-consuming, so it got me thinking, what if we charge a refundable deposit, say £5 to apply? You gonna charge broke, unemployed people money to apply to your job? How many of you guys have ever applied to a job with a recruiter, and then just when you think you're about to get that job, the recruiter says, "We've found someone else," after stringing you along? Well, there's an owner of a company on LinkedIn who thinks that job applicants should have to put down a deposit until they complete the application process because you might be able to just ghost them. That's the quick TLDR. So we have this dude named Lawrence Brody. I'd like your advice, folks. Right now, we should be interviewing a candidate for our content producer role. They didn't turn up. We called him. No reply. Since then, the person has texted back to say he got another job. No courtesy, no manners. There doesn't need to be any, frankly. He doesn't know you, and him applying to your company doesn't mean that he has to have manners when he gets another job. Maybe he should have been like, yeah, I got another job, but that's exactly what he did. He just didn't say, sorry, I'm going to have to decline your interview, and it was with utmost honor to be able to even talk to you, Mr. Owner of the company. Like, that's what he wants to hear. Nobody in their right mind is going to do that. Recruitment is expensive and time-consuming, so it got me thinking, what if we charge a refundable deposit, say £5 to apply? You gonna charge broke, unemployed people money to apply to your job? Is that seriously what you're thinking? Because that doesn't seem like a good solution at all. Literally, the entire point of recruiting is to spend time to find the right candidate. But if a job seeker does it with different companies, now all of a sudden you're upset about it. If we decline to offer you the role, you get detailed feedback. We already do this. You shouldn't do that because you're probably going to get sued one day. And your money back. So I have to put a deposit down to go through your entire hiring process to get rejected? This is what you're suggesting as the solution? Do you know how many recruiters have strung me along to the very last second and then dumped me for another candidate they thought was more qualified? But that's not the real reason. It's probably because the other candidate asked for more money and the recruiter thought that candidate could get more money, and if the candidate gets more money, the recruiter gets more money. And so that's what happens. Recruiters can be somewhat like used car salesmen. And what I mean by that is they're just trying to make the most money possible. And to do that, they have to sell cars or land applicants on jobs because that's when they make their money. Recruiters, maybe if they work at a big company, they make money like a base salary, but a majority, their commission comes from landing applicants to jobs. So if you've ever wondered why you get all these people messaging you in your DMs saying, hey, we think you're a great fit, and you have no idea what the job even is, that's why. It's because they just throw spaghetti noodles at a wall to see what sticks. And ironically, that's what job candidates should do. You just apply to all the jobs until you get a response. However, they think, apparently, that it is not fair. Let me continue to read this here. If you don't turn up for your interview or fail to reply to us in good order, now that's a bit subjective. What is reply to us in good order? Like in a timely manner? When we get in touch, you lose the deposit. If you have to pay money to apply to any job ever, that job is a scam. Now, there might be certain things that you need to get to be able to do the job, which might cost money, like if you have to go get a drug test or something. It might cost you a few bucks out of your pocket, but it will be reimbursed to you by the company. In general, I think this is a terrible idea. If you ever have to pay money to apply to a job, that's a scam. What this guy seems to think is that his time is more important than the job applicant's time, because he's the owner of the company, right? And I think he fails to see that job applicants also value their time. That is why they just waste no time in getting a new job, because normally people need money, because normally people have bills they have to pay. And if you string someone along forever, they're going to go somewhere else. And that's completely normal. Recruiters, I'm not saying all of them are bad, but a lot of recruiters just want to make the most amount of money possible. And so they throw whatever they can at whatever they have. Even if you're not a good fit, they'll sit and try and convince you that you are a good fit. Quick little story time. It happened to me. I was working with a recruitment firm that tried to tell me my commute was not going to be 1.5 hours each way. He said, well, if you leave early enough, it's like 30 minutes at the most. And I'm like, my dude, this job is 1.5 hours away. I'm not waking up at 2:45 in the morning to skip traffic. And then when I leave, I still have to leave in traffic because they don't have flex hours and I can't start at 2:45 in the morning. And he sat there and said, well, we're getting you free lunch right now to talk about this. Doesn't that mean anything to you? And it was just very off-putting about how much they pressured me into a position that I knew I wasn't a fit for, but I didn't have a job at the time, and a free lunch is a free lunch. So are you going to hate me for that? Whatever. I got a different job, and I stopped talking to them because they were so overly pushy about putting me into positions I didn't want to be in. They weren't remote. The pay was garbage. The commute was also garbage. But they were talking to me like it was God's gift. Like, you'll never find something this good. And it's just because they want to make money. It's used car salesman, but for people. And if we offer you the job, we'll give you an extra, people gave me a bunch of crap for this. This is not the euro. Okay, this is the GBP, Great British Pound, 200 quid bonus after your second month. So, see, not all is lost. We'll completely waste your time. And if we do, hey, here's your $5 back. And if we don't, we'll give you 200 quid, but after you prove yourself and work here for 2 months. See? Look, it's balanced. The point, to show how serious we are about our business and to ask candidates to do the same. Thoughts? You're the owner and managing director at your own company, so you can't expect people to be as serious as you. Generally, most people aren't as passionate about their job as the owners of the companies are, but that is what companies expect from you. I think it's a little bit silly to expect people to be as serious as you are. Yeah, you can be as serious as you can be about your job, but a lot of the time a job application just shows a bunch of generic stuff and you don't actually know anything about the company, even if you go online and look up their core values, until you get to the interview and talk to someone. Here's a screenshot. Can't answer right now. How can I help? You have an interview with us at 1:30. Lawrence at Electrify. For an owner to come on here and post about how mad he is that someone turned him down is a little bit childish. He's down here saying, so this post has generated a bit of a debate. I'm hopeful we'll confirm a new appointment. Who did want to be interviewed, was terrific, and I'm sure will be brilliant with us next week. Paperwork ongoing. Who cares, dude? You just came on LinkedIn to complain about how someone found a new job. You should be congratulating them. You should be saying, good work, I wish you the best. You shouldn't be taking a screenshot, posting it on LinkedIn, saying, look, he ghosted me. Lawrence, how many job candidates have you ghosted? Maybe none? Maybe some? But most people out here looking for work have been ghosted by jobs, and we don't feel bad about it when we do it to other people, okay? That's just life. Or as you would say, probably when you fire someone, it's just business. We have some sense down here in the comments from Sean. I read back what you said. You want to charge people a deposit for the right to apply for a job with you. Let that sink in for a moment. Now, do they need to pay if they're unemployed and struggling? Or if they're a cash-strapped student looking to be inspired in their first role? Do they perhaps get a pass if they're working for a rival? I'm not one to stick my oar into other people's business. You're not. This guy came on LinkedIn. But it's a rather monstrous idea that would be best be deleted. I agree. You should delete this. I'd ordinarily consider you lucky to have not been landed with this individual. Now I wonder if it might have been the other way around. I hope it's been in the heat of the moment. We have some more people. I'm not sure you can charge a deposit for job applications, but I do find it incredible that someone would apply for a job and not even do you the courtesy of informing you that they will no longer be interviewing for the position. Have you ever applied to a job, Ewan Smith? Do you know? Have you ever been turned down from a job in the form of them not responding to you anymore? Because that's what it seems like. I personally don't think that telling a company, hi, I have a new job, is wrong. What you're going to do as a job applicant, realistically, is apply for as many jobs and interview with as many jobs as you can. And you're not going to tell any of these companies that you're doing it. They're going to ask you, they're going to say, are you interviewing anywhere else right now? And you're going to lie, and you're going to say no, because that's irrelevant. The only reason they're doing that is to gauge your seriousness for the position. Of course you're serious. You're serious about all of them, but all of them will think that you're not. And this is just some egregious idea that hiring people have about hiring new people for their job. No one is going to be as serious as the people that already work there or the people that own the company, right? You're just trying to get a job. You have some goals. You think it'd be cool to work there. But what you're doing is trying to maximize your ability to get hired. And I don't think that you should ever be like, I'm currently interviewing with someone else. Unless they put some pressure on you to accept the job offer they've extended and you're already in the interview process. Maybe then I would reveal that you're interviewing at other places. But even then, it's a little bit risky because they could be like, oh, I see. You're two-timing us, like you're cheating on them or something. It's like they already think that they own you before you even have the job offer. It's incredibly selfish what these companies do. If I no longer wanted a job, I'd ensure that the hiring manager was not negatively impacted. It doesn't matter. I don't even care about that. Just move on with your life and get a different job. You never know when you will encounter that person again. Well, I think we know, because The person that you're roasting, one of your job applicants as an owner of the company, is never going to talk to you again. I'm sure this person knows who he is, and I hope this person finds this post and sees just how great of a bullet he just dodged. So here's another thought. What if job applicants wanted to charge companies for interviewing them? What if you just flip the concept around, like this guy says? You can interview me, but you need to pay me for my time. Imagine how offensive that would be to the company. But actually, a good company will pay you for your time. Like if a company gives you a take-home test or some task or assignment they want you to finish in a few days, a good company will compensate you for that time even if you do not get the job. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't happen very often, but most people don't ask. And if you do ask, they'll try and flip it around on you like, we can't afford to do that right now, blah, 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 blah. Just be careful when you're interviewing these sorts of people. Good companies will compensate you for your time, whether you're employed with them or not. And that's just the respectable thing to do. You're not even paying this guy, and now you want to charge this guy to apply? Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? What about adding a charity donation element to this with the deposit? Not everyone can afford to donate to charity, Sheena. We have Trisha, just bad manners, and looks like you dodged a bullet. You think this guy dodged the bullet? It sounds like it's really the other way around. How you do anything is how you do everything in my book. Okay, I mean, that's a nice little motivational phrase that you see. That's not true at all, right? So if someone sucks at doing a particular task, that's how they do everything else in their life. Just think about how dumb this phrase is for a second. Don't give any more thought to how you might get round this with adding technicalities to your recruitment process. It will put the good folk off. Some folk are just plain rude. It's not plain rude to just be like, I got a job. It's not rude. What is rude about that? I don't see it. And they've done you a favor by demonstrating this. And you've done the entire LinkedIn community a favor by showing just how much of a trash boss you would be to work for. If this is the kind of stuff that upsets you, people that you're not even paying upsetting you this much, then I wonder how you are to the people that you do pay that make you upset. Guys who are still here at the end of the video, what I want you to do is go apply to this guy's company and charge him $5 to interview you, because you value yourself too. This guy's like, I value my time. Well, shit, dude. Us job applicants, we value ours too. And sometimes we just don't have time to tell you we already got a new job. Is what it is. You do the same to us. So we should all apply to this guy's company and charge him money. And we just link our PayPals or our Venmos or whatever. Cash App. Do you see how ridiculous this is, Lawrence? I hope you do. Delete this shit from LinkedIn. All right. Anyways, that's all I got for you. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see me take on the corporate world and break it apart right in front of your very eyes. And, I don't know, essentially give you the red pill to the corporate world. Anyways, hit the subscribe button if you like this sort of content. It helps me do what I do. Oh, speaking of that, there are some links down in the description that help support the channel. There's a Patreon down there. Keeps me doing what I'm doing. But, yeah, that's all I got. Lawrence, I hope you learned something from this video, because this is an outrageous idea. And I hope you guys are all having a fantastic week, and I will be seeing you very soon. Have a good one.